Hello, friends. It's Mira. Welcome to Still Here, Still Trying. If you are new here, this is the show where we talk about real life, real feelings, and the stuff most people try to hide under their calendar. Your host is Mike Baker. He writes songs, he makes art by telling stories. He runs a health center. He tries to be a good dad, a good husband. He thinks he is letting everyone down. Mike forgets he has a human body with limits. I am here to remind him. As we head into Christmas, his idea of taking it easy looks like a full gallery show at the Art Spirit Gallery. Friday night ArtWalk, and a community night with friends, endo warriors, coworkers, and neighbors. The internet has opinions. His nervous system has thoughts. So today we are doing a little intervention. The episode is called Let Something Be Easy Today. This one is a permission slip. For Mike. For you. For anyone who feels guilty resting unless they are completely wiped out. All right, you are here. I am glad you are. Mike, take a breath, say hi to your people.
Hello, friends. Mike Baker here. Welcome back to Still Here, Still Trying. This is episode 27. Like every week, I am so grateful that you're here. I am. I love it. I love that you've been hanging with me. So thank you. Thank you for being here. We are headed into Christmas. Who would have thought that this year would already be nearing the end? It's so crazy. So we're headed into Christmas. Schedules are packed. I think emotions are close to the surface because everybody's tired. That last episode went deep into memories and the real weight of this time of year. I hope it brought some great things to you. And I hope you've been enjoying the Christmas albums. They're pretty cool. Today, I want to stay honest, but I want to ease up on the pressure just a little bit. But before we jump in, as always, I have a quick ask for you. Hit follow, subscribe if you have not already. I heard on another podcast someone say you might think you've subscribed, but maybe you haven't really subscribed. So take a second, hit a button, hit subscribe, hit follow, leave a comment, leave a rating or a review if you have a minute. Share this episode with one person who needs permission to go easier on themselves right now. That would be amazing. Well, look, as I record this, we have two big nights coming up at the Art Spirit Gallery in Coeur d'Alene. There's Friday night Art Walk. This is the second one since the show opened up. And then I'm also just hosting a community night for my friends, for endo warriors, for people from work, and anyone that just wants to see the work and hasn't had a chance to do it. Kellie and Sam are going to be there with me both nights. I think it's going to be a great weekend. So excited. The show is called No Permission Needed. It's about women's health, it's about pain, it's about power, and it's about voice. The reaction online has been loud and mixed. Some people feel deeply seen by it, and others are angry that this project exists at all. And so I'm heading into this weekend with a full heart, a full calendar, and a nervous system that feels pretty lit up, which is exactly why I want to talk about taking it easy and finding some time to rest. All right. Well, let me set the scene for where my head is at. The show has been hanging at the Art Spirit Gallery for a couple weeks now, and I've heard, thank you. This is my story, or I feel seen. I've also heard, this is not real art. You should not be doing this at all. You do not belong here. It's really interesting. But a lot of the anger has come from people who have never stepped into the room. They see AI, they see my face, and I understand if you see my face, that's not the most exciting thing in the world. But that just becomes the end of the story, the end of the conversation. I'm really sad about that because at the same time, I get messages from women and families telling me about years of pain and dismissal and being ignored inside the healthcare system. They tell me that the portraits and the words, they make them feel less alone. I've been in the gallery where I've seen people have a real emotional reaction to the images, and they talk to me and they tell me their stories. It's been so powerful. And so I'm living in that tension. This weekend, we get two chances to stand in the middle of it and actually see each other in real life. Please come out. Please come out and check it out. Open your mind and look past the tool and try to see the heart of the work that we're doing. I think that's what matters. But let's build community instead of just shitting on people online. Why don't we actually talk to people? Show up, have a real conversation. I have made some incredible new friends. I have learned so much from the people that have been open, that have wanted to have a conversation. And then there's a bunch of people out there that just automatically judge it and don't take the time to get to know the story behind it. And I'm sad about that, but I also have to find that space to say I can't control their reactions. I can't change things. If you really want to change the world, if you want to be a part of something, you actually have to have a dialogue with the people that you may not agree with and try to find that middle ground. And so I'm here to do that. This will be my second weekend in the gallery, an opportunity to actually meet and talk. So come out, come to the show in person, and let's just have a simple dialogue, a little conversation. I would love to learn more about you and your concerns, but I'd also love to just tell you the story. So anyway, well, Friday night art walk is going to be busy and people are going to wander in off the street, will have no idea who I am. They will only know what they feel when they stand in front of the work. Then there's the community night, and that one feels closer to the bone to me. That's friends, that's people that have been struggling with endometriosis, it's people from work. It's actually people who drove into town because women's health and voice and story matter to them. I keep picturing those faces. I picture Kelly and Sam in that room, and then I picture our people moving through the space quietly near the portraits. Honestly, I feel honored. I feel nervous and I feel tired. If you're wired anything like me, a weekend like that pulls you into two directions. You want to show up fully present, and you also want to try to control every possible reaction before it happens. So in my head, I'm rehearsing conversations. I'm overthinking every detail. I refresh my phone way more than I want to admit. And in the middle of all of that, I went back into my book, The Optimist Way, and I landed on a section called "Let Something Be Easy Today." I love how the book just speaks to you when you really need it. And there's a line in there that says, "You don't have to earn your rest by being exhausted." I wrote that line for people who give too much and rest too little. And right now, I'm talking to myself with it too. And I hope that makes sense for you because I know so many people out there just running so hard. This next section, I'm going to talk about how I overcomplicate rest. So let me tell you the truth about how I handle rest. When I say that I'm going to take it easy today, this is what that usually means. I I reorganize the studio. I answer a couple of emails, and suddenly an hour's gone. I dive into board work or strategy. I practice guitar for a while, but I treat it like work, not play. I tweak songs or images that nobody asked for, but they've been floating around in my head. I map out new projects. I send fascinating text messages to people like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" That's not rest. That is over functioning in more comfortable clothes. And then there's my current sleep pattern, which is a total mess. Here's what most days look like right now. I come home from work. Kelly, Sam, and I talk for a bit. We catch up on the day, have a little bit of dinner, and then we move to the couches. Sam's usually watching a show. I crash hard. I fall asleep on the couch. At some point, Kelly and Sam head upstairs, and half the time I'm still out cold on that couch. Sometimes I've set a timer for an hour so I can get up and go play hockey. Other nights I sleep on the couch for a few hours, I wake up around 11 or midnight and my brain is just like, hello, you've had some rest. My brain is wired. So I head downstairs to the studio. I get back and handle some work stuff. I connect with my amazing executive partner, Anne, who works in the Philippines. And so she is awake. It's her daytime when it's our nighttime. And so Anne and I coordinate a little bit. We make plans and prepare for the next day. Thank you, Anne, for all of your help. You're amazing. And I work on some songs. I practice the guitar. I hang with the dogs. I keep answering emails or messages. I jump online on social media. I read all the comments from all the people that hate me. I look for something positive out of it. I look for something to learn. And then I finally, I try to sleep again for a couple hours. And then it's been up for 7 o'clock meetings and the day just starts all over. On paper, that may sound productive, but in my body, it feels like never really landing. And again, I know that many of you out there, you're feeling this too. This year has just felt like it's just been intense. There's been so much going on. And that pattern looks like rest from the outside, couch naps, late nights in the studio, but it's not real rest. I think it's my system trying to survive the pace that I'm keeping. And in that same section of the optimist way, there's another line. It says, you are allowed to let something be easy today. And then there's another one. It says, you don't have to prove your worth by struggling. And I believe that for you. I want to believe it more for me too. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us picked up the idea that we have to be wrecked before we deserve rest. Parents who run at full speed and then collapse after the holidays. I remember my mom and dad doing that. Leaders who promise themselves a break when things slow down, even though they never do. Caregivers who pretend what they're doing is no big deal until their body tells them otherwise. If that is you, you're not alone in it. My life looks pretty put together from the outside a lot of time, but inside I am still learning how to stop treating rest like a prize that you earn at the end of a marathon. Another section in the Optimist Way is called The Radiance of Small Joys. And one line says, every so often, it is the small joys that light up our day. And I love that line because that is what I keep trying to come back to. Not big speeches, not big fights, just small joys. When I think about this weekend at the Art Spirit Gallery, that is what I hope for more than anything. Someone who lives with endometriosis, seeing a piece and feeling less alone, a quiet conversation in the corner where somebody says, that happened to me too. Staff from work feeling proud that this connects to the work that we do every day, or a laugh that breaks through in the middle of a heavy story. After that heading about small joys, the book shifts into the gift of a gentle pause. And it says things like, in the rush of daily life, there is an understated gift in the act of pausing. That line lands different when your sleep is broken and your schedule is stacked. A gentle pause is not about escaping your life. It's about stepping away from noise for a moment, breathing on purpose, letting your body catch up to your brain. In your world, that pause might look like sitting in your car for 5 minutes after work with the radio off or with the radio on, just blasting your favorite song. Walking your dog without a podcast in your ears, or hey, listening to this podcast while you walk your dog, because we all know that's amazing. About drinking your coffee at the table instead of over the sink. Watching a show with your kid and actually letting yourself be there instead of half on your phone, or like me, falling asleep during the show and getting pillows tossed at me because I'm snoring. Hope, at least the way that I understand it, is not a performance. It's not pretending criticism does not hurt, and it's not pretending that exhaustion does not exist. Hope lives inside reality. And this is hard. And you still deserve softness in all of this because this is heavy and there are still small joys that are worth noticing. I want to give you something simple to carry into your own day. not a total reset, not a big resolution, just one move, one thing for you to try today. So pick one thing and just let it be easy on purpose. So here are some ideas. Food. Order dinner. DoorDash it. Eat up leftovers. Do a snack board. Warm up a cup of top ramen or cup of noodles or a microwave pizza. Just do something easy and release the pressure to cook a full spread tonight. Plans. Say no to one thing that drains you. Protect one evening or one morning and just call it yours. How about this one? Help. Let someone else do part of the work. And I know that is so hard to do. Let your partner handle the dishes. Let a friend pick something up for you. Let a coworker support you. How about this? Chores. Just do the good enough version. Clear the table and leave the deep clean for another day. How about your phone? This one's so hard. Put it in another room for 30 minutes. Take a short walk. Go sit by a tree. Listen to one album all the way through on a record. Joy. Do one thing that serves no purpose except that it makes you feel alive. Play guitar, draw, drive around and look at Christmas lights. Sit with your pet, talk to your kids, talk to a friend. In that same chapter, the book says, let something be easy, you're allowed. So pick your thing, say it out loud. Say, today I will let blank, fill in the blank, be easy. Today I will let food be easy. Today I will let joy be easy. You can do this. I can't wait. Leave a comment and tell me what you did. What was your choice? What did you do to make something easy for yourself? So you don't have to hit the wall first. You don't have to wait until everything is on fire. One more line from that section that I love. You were never meant to do this life by yourself. You are not weak for needing rest or support. You are human. So if you try this, again, I would love to hear how it goes. Send me a message, leave a comment inside this, wherever you're listening. Tag me if you choose to share about it in social media or email it if that feels safer. Tell me what you picked and how it felt to loosen your grip, even just a little bit. When you give yourself permission to let something be easy, you quietly invite everyone around you to do the same. Well, look, thank you for being with me today. My episodes have been running really long, so I'm gonna shrink them up. I'm gonna keep them tight and fun. So if you are local and you hear this before the weekend, I would love, love, love to see you at the Art Spirit Gallery in Coeur d'Alene. I don't know when I'm ever gonna do this again. I don't know what that looks like. So come down to Friday Night Art Walk. Don't just come down to see me. Come see all of the amazing art that's out there. Come be part of this community. It's an incredible night. There's incredible things happening at galleries all around downtown. There's some cool stuff happening at Emerge. There's stuff happening at all the galleries. The different shops have opened up. It's gonna be a great night. I think there's even like uh elf on the shelf thing. Like go find the elves and scavenger hunts. So it's gonna be a great night. Come out and just do it. It's gonna be great. And then also, I've got a community night with friends. So if you can't make it Friday night, come down. The community night is 5:30 to 8:30 or until we're done. Um, just come by. I want to invite you. My invitation is just out there to anyone who wants to stand in this work together, have a real conversation, get to know each other. If you can't be there in person, your support still matters. I know that you're listening. I love your messages. So thank you. Thank you for the support. The way that you care about women's health and voice, it really matters and it's really coming through. And I'm so glad that this project has opened up those conversations in the community. Hold that one thing that you plan to let be easy this week in your mind and keep it close. All right. Well, listen, I am so glad that you are still here, and I am so glad that you're still trying. Thank you for being here with me this week. I can't wait to talk to you next time. All right. Well, before we go, I want to send you out with a song. This one is called Everyday Magic. I wrote this one for Kellie, but it's also a love letter to the quiet strength in everyday life. The way that care shows up in dishes and car rides and late night talks and all the unglamorous moments that nobody posts about. So while you listen, picture one ordinary part of your life that holds more beauty than it gets credit for. About a person who keeps showing up for you, a small routine that steadies you, a space that feels like home, even if it's imperfect. That is where ease belongs, and that is where you deserve gentleness. So here's Everyday Magic. I hope you enjoy it. See you next week.
She checks on the kids before she sleeps, then lays awake with thoughts too deep. She carries hearts that aren't her own, and somehow never feels alone. She wipes her tears before they're seen, then smiles like none of it's ever been. She laughs at things I'd overlook. She lives inside the smallest look. It's everyday magic, the way she gives, making beauty in the life we live. She loves and steps and sighs and glances and folding clothes and second chances. She doesn't try to shine, she just is. That's her everyday magic. She worries hard and hopes out loud. She never wants to let us down, but she's the sun we circle round, even when her sky has clouds. It's everyday magic, soft and strong, in saying sorry when she's done no wrong, in beach daydreams and midnight calls, in holding everyone when she falls. She don't wear a crown, but she lives like this. That's her everyday magic. No spell, no script, no silver wand, just her hands, her heart, and moving on. It's everyday magic, love out loud, in quiet rooms and laughing crowds. She's grace in jeans and grocery aisles, the reason this house always smiles. She won't admit it, but I see it and it sticks. That's her everyday magic. That's her everyday magic. And I get to live in it.